Hi everyone, and first of all, thanks for coming on a Saturday. I know you all worked really hard from Monday to Friday, and then fought traffic, and I'm glad to see so many people turning up on a Saturday morning. So thanks to all of you. Um, so I want to share my journey. Like so many of us here, I started as a user, and now I'm an entrepreneur, and I would like to quickly share how my experience has been, and how I got an opportunity to learn. Um, so I'm basically from a small town called Bijapur, which is in North Karnataka, and as so many of us, Bangalore is the place to be. So I moved to Bangalore. I studied in a college called RNSIT here in Bangalore. So in the college, we used to run an open source club. So I had some idea about what is open source. We all figured out how to install Ubuntu, Debian, and it was a lot of fun. I had a Windows laptop, and I figured out how to do dual boot, and it was fun. It was a lot more fun figuring out than learning about searching and sorting algorithms, which we were learning semester after semester. We started with linear search and binary search. So till the end of even 8th semester, we were just learning theoretical subjects. So open source was definitely something that I was kind of interested in. And then in 5th semester, Deloitte came to our campus for campus recruitment, and I had no clue. I just kind of signed up. I went, and I got selected. So I joined Deloitte as a SAP consultant, and I'm a kind of person who likes to read and tinker about and figure out things on my own, not like in a classroom setup. So I started to kind of okay, what is SAP and how can I learn? So I tried to install and figured out, okay, there's no way to do it because it's kind of a proprietary software. Even to get, you can't really get an installation that easily. So I just went without kind of learning much, and even then when I joined, it's not like there's a Frappe school equivalent, at least in those days. So it was very frustrating because I just wanted to install and learn more about it, and I could not do, and that's one of the issue with the proprietary software. Okay. So this is me joining Deloitte back in the days, and so I joined Deloitte, and yeah, so these were the issues. I wanted to install and I wanted to read the documentation. So could not use it in the sense I wanted to use it for the purpose of learning, which proprietary software doesn't care. They're like, okay, you pay, you get the license key, and then you kind of use it. What if you just want to use software to learn? You can't do that, right? And then you could not study. You won't get the source code. Like imagine if you install Microsoft Dynamics. Can you go through the source code? No, unless you jump through 10 different hoops. You could not share, and you could not improve. Even when you figured out there is a better way to do something, there is no way to kind of, as a user, you cannot contribute. These are the issues with proprietary software. Then came a turning point. So I was really kind of, frustrated with everything. So I left the world of ERP. I joined an organization called Celco. Celco team is here. I worked for a couple of years helping with different projects and all. And one fine day I was just talking to Sudipto, and Celco had Tally installation. There were about 50 different installations of Tally in branch offices. And it was becoming an issue to kind of integrate all of that data, consolidate and report. So I was talking to Sudipto, and he said, since you have some background with ERP, why don't you check? So I obviously went to open source ERP. That's what I searched, and ERPNext came on top, and I was just blown away. I just created a DigitalOcean server. I installed it. I started to go through the source code. I felt so good compared to my SAP experience. So I became a user, installed in DigitalOcean. At that time, there was a 1 year free, like you could sign up, and instead of 14 days, you would get 1 year full free to use ERPNext. I used that. I figured out and installed on DigitalOcean, went through GitHub, discussion forum I figured out, and I was like, wow, I was just posting questions and people are answering. It was really a nice experience, and I started to organize some meetups in Bangalore. This is one of the earliest, ERPNext Bangalore community meetup we had. And so Rushabh also came. He figured out and he reached out to me and he said, he came to, this was one of the earliest meetups in Selco office we had. So this is how we started with, building the community. So I could use it. I could install ERPNext for whatever purpose I want to learn. I want to use it for my own company or for somebody else. I could study it. All the source code was on, GitHub. I did some really bad customization, but that's part of the learning. I could share whatever I have built, and then of course I could improve it. So you can basically send a pull request, which is not something we can do with proprietary software. In proprietary, it's like there's one team and they know everything, and you are a user and you have to use it. Whereas here you could send a pull request and kind of improve the software. So I felt liberated and I felt empowered because I could do something about it. And so then, the implementation at Selco reached a certain stage, and I ended up joining what was then called ERPNext Foundation. I joined that. I reached out to Zerodha, and we got some. We used to have some contribution. I think one of the contribution from Zerodha happened, and we used to have chapters. Whatever the community we have here, so there are a lot of chapters which I kind of organized some meetups. And then I joined Frappe, the company, and I did few implementations. There's one company called as Wallbox or something in Spain, which I worked on. I got a chance to travel to Barcelona in Spain. That was my first overseas project. And then I went to Germany, and then I went to Switzerland. It was great learning experience. And also I wrote some documentation, like if you probably those have been replaced now. So for some, nobody had bandwidth to write the documentation, so I picked that up. I wrote some documentation, and then I joined Frappe School team. Jannat was building Frappe School. Then I wrote some scripts. We had Linet. We basically built some of the early courses on Frappe School. These are some of the pictures from my days in Frappe. I think this was in Pune. And then, so Frappe was in product or services kind of a dilemma for a long time, but finally they said, we just want to build the product and, not do services. I have always been a customer service person, so I thought, okay, let's come out and do services. First I worked as a freelancer for 12 months because I wasn't sure what entrepreneurship means. So for 12 months, I just worked as a freelancer, and I got to earn some money, and that gave me the confidence that okay, people are actually looking for good ERPNext consultants. So I incorporated the company, and now I run this company called FOSS ERP. And unbelievably, nobody had bought fosserp.com as a domain, so which I was quick to buy, and that kind of stuck as the brand name. And now I have team, and we're helping. We reached a couple of subsidiaries of SKF. We did ERPNext implementation. We have here in Bangalore also. We have Catalyst Group. A couple of members are there. You will know more about what they're doing. It's been a lot of inbound queries for us. People reach out to us. They read our blogs. We are active on LinkedIn. So they reach out to us and ask about, ERPNext, and that's how we are a team of 8 people now, and it's kind of, growing steadily. So these are a couple of pictures with my team. So quickly, back then it was just ERPNext as like one product, but now if you see, there's so many products. There is Frappe CRM, there is Wiki. Yesterday I had gone to one of the companies in Bangalore, and they said they have already installed Insights, and they are pulling data from ERPNext and Zoho Begins and Keka, which is their HR, and then they are visualizing everything. So it's no longer one product and a suite of products, right? And I think there's going to be one more product that will be launched today. So it's a suite of products now, and so many problems can be kind of solved. There are users, some of you are here, and there is Frappe itself. There are partners, Promancia, FOSS ERP, and there are so many more partners. There are independent developers, and then there are independent consultants, and then service providers, as in organizations who are not a partner, but perhaps will be in the future. So it's also growing in terms of people. So there are 100 plus apps on Frappe Cloud Marketplace. If you haven't checked because you might just find some apps. Just the other day, Frappe had organized a training, and somebody told me that so in ERPNext as of now, there is no feature to manage your fixed deposits and mutual funds and other investments, right? So in case of fixed asset, the depreciation happens. In case of investments, the opposite, right? You will earn some money every, let's say, quarter or so. They have built an app for that, which is going to be on Frappe Cloud Marketplace. Treasury, right? 100 plus open source apps. I just did a quick rough calculation. I think there's at least 100 CR worth of ecosystem. Frappe plus the partners plus the service providers. If you put together, I think easily about 100 CR worth of money being earned, right? There are 150 plus partners, 5,000 plus customers. And I just checked yesterday night, so 13,000 sites on Frappe Cloud, and 40,000 plus Frappe schools users, right? So this is unbelievable considering how humble, beginnings ERPNext had. And I think from 100 CR service revenue, I'm sure we'll go towards 1,000 crore service revenue because we are attracting so many more partners. I think it's gonna be much quicker. The first 100 CR was probably the most difficult. So how do we, this has been the biggest problem. Like if you give away your software for free, how do you earn money, right? That has been kind of a I think only a couple of companies kind of cracked that issue. But now, software itself is free, but it takes expertise to run the software, right? That's where hosting comes into picture, like with what we have seen in Frappe Cloud in case of Frappe, right? So you can basically, if you build a software and decide to open source, but if you still want to, you have to sustain yourself. So you could offer hosting services. You could give support because it's kind of a complex software, so you can offer support. Then of course warranty, especially the enterprises want some sort of a backing, right? So it's possible, as you can see with ERPNext, that you can open source your app, your software, and still kind of sustain yourself. Then finally, how do we make money with FOSS? That's what I had to figure out. How do I do it? So we are offering implementation services. We are offering customization. We are offering development. We are offering, and you could even build products and publish it. And when somebody uses on Frappe Cloud, even Frappe will kind of share the revenue. That's what they have kind of come out with now. So I think that business model with Frappe Cloud, Frappe has figured out their business model, and I think with Cloud Marketplace now, even the other people, developers who want to build products will also have a source of revenue. And finally, coming to the community, so we have a Telegram group. Please join. I think I and Hari, we have been trying to organize a meetup like this for a long time now. I think please join the Telegram group. Let's do more meetups we used to do earlier, but I was recently blessed with a kid, and it's been very busy. But I want to, with Hari and others, I want to kickstart the meetups. And of course, the Frappe local, I think Bangalore, Rishabh was telling me yesterday that Bangalore is the place to be as a partner to kind of, so many startups here and so many companies. So let's do more of these events. So yeah, that's my journey with Frappe and ERPNext, and hopefully we'll see more and more entrepreneurs taking this route and figuring out and making open source a lot more prevalent. Yeah. So thanks everyone.
Thank you so much, Basawraj. It was really inspiring journey, and I hope maybe more people can be inspired by that. So, yeah. Any questions? Anybody wants to ask?
So first 12 months was I did it as a freelancer, and then I incorporated the company, and now we are completing 2 years. So all in all, about 3 years. About 15. 3 in India, rest are So when I was in Frappe, I was working on Europe region. So I got to travel and build my network and all. So I kind of reached out to them. We have a customer in Sweden, in Germany. We have one in US, one in Middle East. I mean, most of the revenue is coming from there, which is sustaining the company. And local Bangalore customers are good, they give us some revenue, but most of the revenue comes from overseas. But I think that's going to change because people are seeing value and then they are like coming back. They're buying more and more of our services. So I think it's going to slowly, probably 50-50 is how it might turn out. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, that's with Selco, and I think Sudipto is going to speak about that. So they were using Tally. There were 50, at least 50 installations, and they were consolidating at the end of the month, which was becoming an issue. That's when I and Sudipto discussed, okay, let's look for an ERP. It has been replaced for the last 10 years. This was back in 2015-ish. So now they are no longer using Tally, and it's all on ERPNext. So I think they're going to share more on that. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
What are your 3 biggest lessons?
Sorry?
Top lessons you learned in the what you want to share, like mistakes that people should not do?
See, one thing is just be enthusiastic. That I think is the biggest thing. To be enthusiastic about, okay, because like I said, when I did customization for Selco, which was really bad, Rohit called me and I said, that's really bad. But so I didn't know so many things. I was just curious, like how do we set up a server? How do we install ERPNext? What is GitHub? How do you SSH? So just be kind of, curious and enthusiastic. With internet, it's a big change. You are no longer constrained. You can basically figure out any technology. There is discussion forum. So just be enthusiastic. Second would be long-term thinking. Like, at times I have just told customers that they don't need ERPNext at this stage. Or they don't need to do this customization. I have seen people, because with Selco experience I have learned that if you do customization, you might lock your customer to a particular version. So at times you have to tell your customer that, okay, I could do customization and charge you so much, but it's going to block the upgrade path. So probably long-term thinking is the second one. Third one is, just be nice to people, just be nice. That goes a long way. When I started my career, I used to get triggered very quickly. I used to get emotional. I just figured out you have to take it slow and easy and just be nice and express. That goes a long way, especially in entrepreneurship. You're going to come across customers who have all sorts of expectations. Just be nice, and I think that's all.